Alright, first things first, I want to thank you guys so much for 30,000 subscribers. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me day in and day out, and I couldn't do this as my full-time gig without your guys' support, so thank you so much for that. Now, I want to remind you of what these days look like on Gamestop, up 147%, trading at $75.33, and kind of see where things are at if we're going to see another one of these days pretty soon. First up, Ken Griffin says he's open to selling minority stake in Citadel. And everyone who said that these big institutions are happy that Trump is finally in office, they were just bluffing. Ken Griffin all of a sudden wants to sell a stake in Citadel, or at least is considering it, because he knows big reform, big regulation is coming, especially Gary Gensler being kicked out, which is going to benefit crypto, and we're going to talk about crypto towards the end of the video. He also says that Trump's tariffs could lead to crony capitalism. In quotes, "I am gravely concerned that the rise of tariffs puts us on a slippery slope towards crony capitalism." He said that domestic companies could enjoy a short-term benefit of having their competitors taken away. Long-term, however, it does more harm to corporate America and the economy as companies lose competitiveness and productivity. Moving on from this, somebody else loaded up on GameStop. Swiss National Bank bought another 249,100 shares of GameStop. We have seen institutions load more shares than ever, which is a very big thing to pay attention to, right? Especially since we're tracking this stock. Institutions have bought more shares than they have ever bought on GameStop stock in this quarter. Now, real quick, before we jump into the charts, AMC's options chain is actually looking good, getting a turnaround on the week. 36,000 calls expiring in the money compared to only 2,000 puts expiring in the money. 80,000 calls expiring out of the money, all that premium going to market makers. GameStop as well, 10,000 calls expiring in the money compared to basically no puts. Not much premium going to market makers over there. Now, I also wanted to point out that Treehouse Brewing Co. posted a tweet today, and we talked a little bit about them in the past and the correlation to Roaring Kitty, all that other stuff, and we weren't sure if that was confirmed, but now they tweeted this green can again, which was in the original post, but this time with Roaring Kitty's headband on it. You actually can't make this up. So does this mean we're about to see a ton of green? Potentially. Does this mean that you should jump into Treehouse Brewing Co. as a stock? I don't know. I'm not going to put that out there. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I also don't really know what's going to happen with that stock, if anything. Also today, Greg tweeted again, today's the day. Jumping into the charts, GameStop's up 1.5%, trading at $28.24, continuously making higher highs and higher lows on this trend line that you see right here. And it is very aggressive. We are trying to break out of $29.50. You can see we recently double topped right here, right around $28.10 or 28, and now we came up to the next resistance and are basing on that previous one. Overall, GameStop is still building a lot of momentum. However, we need volume to pick up for us to get that break of $29.50. Once volume starts pouring in and you see that algorithm break, that's when you see the real moves start to happen. Overall, this is the beginning of what looks like a melt up. And institutions are in this time, right? They are ready to take some serious bags here. AMC also looking decent. Got this W pattern forming, up 2.5%, trading at 460. Bounced perfectly off of $4.35. Yeah, we traded under it, but not for a long amount of time, and immediately came back and recovered back in this channel. If we retrace down to 450, we would still be in this channel, but as of right now, AMC is looking pretty good. Along with GameStop, we need a lot of volume to come in on AMC. Now, a lot of people have been wondering about Holo. I just want to talk a little bit about Holo, really not much. We are 86 days in after this cycle that we called out, and keep in mind when we called out this cycle, we did get some gap ups. So you could have walked away with some money, but it was not anywhere near the gap ups that the recent cycles have had on Holo. So is this thing over with? We are 86 days into the cycle, or just about 86 days into the cycle, if not a little bit more, and you're seeing Holo start to sell off a lot. If you look previously, 86 days into the cycle, this is right here, right? Holo dropped from about $51 all the way down to $30 before getting a nice quick move up to about $80. You look at the previous one as well. Holo, 86 days in after this cycle, was about $160, made a nice flash down to $99, and then got a nice build back up to $243. Ultimately, what I'm expecting is a nice big old drop for Holo right here. I'm not sure down to what level exactly or what degree this could happen, especially since we are trading so close to $0. But ultimately, I would be watching for Holo to get a nice flash down right here. If that hasn't happened already, again, we could be a little bit further than 86 days in the cycle. And then ultimately, this build up like this, maybe up to $6, maybe up to $7, and then crash further, right? That's ultimately where we're looking at on Holo. SPY up 0.33%, trading at 595.63, coming up against resistance, so watch this. However, as long as the SPY holds its volume right here, we could see a break right through. Ultimately, we want a break right through. We don't want to fight this level and then kind of create this resistance on the SPY. We realistically just want to smash right through this, okay? We don't want the SPY to get held up one bit. But ultimately, the fact that it is climbing higher, when we saw a hard rejection off of 600, it's coming back to retest it. This is good for the SPY, especially with the space that crypto is in as well. Speaking of crypto, XRP surges 25% as headwinds for Ripple clear even more. And AI predicts that XRP could reach $5, giving a bullish forecast. There are crypto experts now talking about XRP. XRP is getting a ton of trading volume. And it is very good as Gary Gensler is resigning, as he kept trying to push regulation on XRP. XRP is up 17% on the day. It was up 26% yesterday, now trading at $1.45. I think XRP, like I said, after this first price target got hit and then we consolidated at it, my next price target will get hit, which is at $1.62, which is about a 10% gain from where we're trading at right now. That is my next price target. If we go past that, $2.10, $2.40, and ultimately I have written notes down for different cryptos and I put them in Discord for my levels. ADA, aka a Cardano, is also up 17%. These altcoins are starting this little bit of a run phase, but they have a lot more room to go, okay? And again, memes are after these alts, right? You have Bitcoin, then you have things like Cardano, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, all that other stuff. And then you have memes, which are later to the party. They could be a month or 2 or 3 or 4 down the line. Dogecoin, Bonk, Pepe, all of these things start flying once again. Ultimately, Cardano, I think, is coming up to $1.10 or right under $1.10. $0.0945, which is a 12.5% from where we're at now. And then if we continue higher, $1.59, $2.079, so on and so forth. Now, Solana broke past resistance here at the fib level at 250, and now it's trading at 255, down 0.5% on the day. I'm thinking tonight, rolling into tomorrow morning, Solana gets another big push higher because I don't see a ton of resistance between here and 323. I'm ultimately watching 323 for the first price target on Solana, then 396. I think Solana and Ethereum are going to move sort of in tandem with each other, so watch Ethereum as well. Now, Bonk is one of my number one, and coming into the morning was down about 6%, and I did not like to see that. I was down a good chunk on Bonk. Also, we are seeing a very dangerous pattern play out, which is a head and shoulders pattern, which indicates a reversal after this long uptrend that Bonk has had. So what does this mean if we get a reversal pattern? Well, Bonk, if we break below this, there are some spots that could get held up, 404783, but ultimately down to this fib level at 404432. Now, what would that look like on a percentage ratio? That would be about a 10% drop from where we're trading at right now. If we broke lower than that, just looking at about a 24% drop from where we're trading at right now at about 403782. Just be wary, be cautious, and see how it reacts to this support level, because this could just be a long consolidation phase before that next move higher, okay? It could just be building another floor, right? And coincidentally, you have this head and shoulders pattern there. Just keep an eye on it, guys. Pepe is trading in this flag. Ultimately, if Pepe doesn't hold here, which it's down 2.5%, very likely it doesn't hold, it could come down to 4.019,459 and then get that bounce. And I don't know what point it's going to break out of this flag, but Pepe could have another leg up when meme season comes. 4.0, 278, so on and so forth. Ultimately, watch for a break up or out of this flag to the downside, right? That's something that we're going to be watching. If Pepe breaks out of this flag, you want to see it hold support at 4 zeros, 18,121. If we don't, you really don't have, you have a weak support here and then ultimately a large flush down. So that is what we're watching as well. Another one I want to put on your radar is TARS AI, TARS AI, up 21.2% now, up 22%, continuing to rally, actually breaking its previous highs. And I think this one could have a lot of room to run higher. I'm not giving you the price targets right here. Maybe I'll drop them in Discord if I continue to work on this chart, but put this one on your radar as well. Last but not least, obviously, the main dog is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying its hardest to hit $100,000. You guys have to realize that at 99,500, we saw, I pointed out the chart, a ton of those long liquidations. People taking profit off of the table at 99,500 because they know 100,000 is a psychological level and people have their stops there. This is smart money putting their stops at 99,500. Does that mean it's going to tank? No, it means it's going to have trouble here, and then they are going to miss out on that next move up. Keep in mind, we had a 16% jump, a 16% jump, a 16% jump. Once again, if you're looking for that, if we end up consolidating here instead of at 103,500, which is my ultimate price target, we could see a quick move to 110K. Okay, if we consolidate here instead of here, we could see a quick move to 110K. I want to put that on your radar. Last but not least, Chinese court rules Bitcoin and crypto ownership legal as Bitcoin surges to record 97,930. Make sure to join the Discord. It's a very top link in the description. Go peep my profile pic for Thanksgiving. Hope you guys like it. The second channel is 5 subscribers away from dropping the first video and getting some work done in the background. My custom indicator is the third link under the video. And then most importantly, before November is over, get your free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock for 15 free stocks. Use my Moomoo link, open an account with them, and make a deposit into there, any amount, to start earning benefits. You guys will not regret it. They also give you level 2 order book data for free, access to trading options, going long, going short, viewing other exchanges, and more, and 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash, and a potential $30 cash reward once you sign up through my link and make a deposit. So that is it, guys. I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Make sure to have post notifications on, like the video on your way out, share this video. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.